I'm here at the mini market. Now you can see the chef have Gardenia from Gardenia brand. The police is simply to find the breed Gardenia. Any market, any place, and the customer can get simply the Gardenia breed, so that the nice set. Now I point to Massimo brand. This is Massimo brand.
Okay, hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is NURUL HIDAYAH binti AHMED TARMIZI. I'm from Massimo and Gardenia group. Okay, today my part is demand and supply relationship between Gardenia and Massimo. So I will present 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 introduction on the Gardenia Massimo demand and supply curve for Gardenia and Massimo. Factors that affect the changes in demand and supply, and also the market equilibrium. Okay, first is the introduction to the Gardenia group. Gardenia is the associate company of Padi Beras Nasional Berhad. It produces all type of breads, and it can be found anywhere of supermarket, hypermarket, any market you can find. And Gardenia also focusing on the consumers healthy, which is they produce using the healthy product for their breads. This is the demand and supply curve for Gardenia bread. You can see this is the decrease in quantity demand, and this is the increase in the quantity demand. Demand law state that the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded. So the relationship is opposite. And then this is the supply curve for the Gardenia bread, which is the supply law state that when the price is higher, firms is tend to produce more, and the relationship is parallel relationships. Next is the introduction to the Massimo. Massimo have a unique tagline, which is wholesome goodness and maximum satisfaction, which is Massimo just not using the tagline as for advertising only, but for the company motto, which they believe that by creates the wholesome goodness, they can satisfy their consumer expectations. Demand and supply curve for Massimo bread. We can see here there is P1, P2 and P3. P1 is the original price. For example, this is 2 ringgit, 1 ringgit and 3 ringgit. Okay, at first they started at 2 ringgit, so the quantity demanded will be 2, for example. Then they increase the price. If they increase the price to 3 ringgit, 1, 2, 3, 3 ringgit, then the quantity demand will be decreased and shift to the left side, and decrease the quantity demand from 2 to 1. And however, if the Massimo decrease the price from 2 ringgit to 1 ringgit, then it can create a bigger quantity demanded, which is at 1 to 3 quantity units. So at 1 ringgit they can produce 3, at 2 ringgit they can produce 2, at 3 ringgit they can produce 1. Okay, this is based on pricing, and this is based on other factor. So you can see here, this is varieties of demand curve, which is affected by many varieties that I can explain after this, and the price is remain constant. Okay, this is the supply curve for the Massimo brand. As I explained before, supply law state that they have a parallel relationship. So if the price at first is 2 ringgit, supplier can just produce at 2 unit. If the supplier increase the price by 4 ringgit, they can produce more at 6 units. Okay, This is the change in supply curve, same as demand, which is it affected by the other factors other than price that I can explain after this. Okay, this is the factors that affect the change in demand. First is price of related good. Price of related good ni, for example, if Gardenia increase the price from if Gardenia is decreased their price from RM3 to RM2, then consumer will tend to move or shift to the Gardenia bread, and the quantity demand for Gardenia will be increased as the consumer is tend to pay lesser or cheaper than Massimo will that sell higher than Gardenia. Second is consumer expectation. Is mean that by if the consumer are expecting that the price of Gardenia or Massimo, for example, decrease from RM3 to RM2, then the quantity demand for that bread will be decrease. For example, if they expect that the price of Massimo decrease from RM3 to RM2, then the quantity demand for Massimo will be increased compared to Gardenia. Third is income. Bread is under normal goods, so consumer, if their income is increased, so that they will consume more or buy more compared to before. Next is the factors that affect the change in supply curve. First, we have the factor of production, price expectation in the future, and advance in the technology development. Factor of production means like in producing the bread we have like wheat, flour. So if either one of these or these two the price is increased, so the cost of production price also increase, so that producer or supplier will cut the production, and the quantity supply will be declined. Secondly is the price expectation in the future. For example, if the supplier or producer is expecting that the price in the future is increased, so that they are starting to produce more compared to before. For example, if at present they are producing 10,000 of bread, so in the future if they expect that the price will be increased, so that they are starting to increase their producing by 20,000 per month compared to 10,000 per month before. And advance in the technology development. Of course, by using a modern technology, they can produce more bread in a good quality that can satisfy the consumer expectation. Okay, this is the market equilibrium. Market equilibrium is mean when the quantity demand, the blue one, is parallel to quantity supplied, which is the red one. Market equilibrium ni the intersect between quantity demand and quantity supplied. So in the market equilibrium, they have shortage and surplus. Shortage is arise when the market price is below the equilibrium point and cause the price rises and increase the quantity supplies. However, for the surplus, it occur when the market price is above the market equilibrium, so that it can increase the quantity demanded. So that's all from me. Thank you.
So moving on to the Gardenia versus Massimo in substitution effect. The price of the elasticity of demand for Gardenia and Massimo is inelastic demand. Why it is inelastic demand? This is because when the price of the demand increase or decrease, then the quantity of the demand changes is less than the price of the demand. So it means here that when the price of the demand increase or decrease, the quantity of the demand will be less from the price of the demand. So basically the situation is due to the fact that there is less substitution goods exit. So in terms of the price, it shows that there is not much difference for both Gardenia and Massimo product, as the consumer here are not really sensitive to the price of the goods. but they the main criteria that they are look for, or they are focused on, the customer or the consumer focus on, is from the point or the perspective of the quality of the flavor, and also the types of the bread that they will buy. So as we can see there, it is a differentiation of the price between Gardenia and Massimo. So Gardenia, they're offering 3 ringgit and 20 cent per pack, while the Massimo, they're offering 3 ringgit and 50 cent. So as we can see here, even though both Gardenia and Massimo, they are offering their consumer with a different price, but the prices not really affecting the consumer, and also the decision made by the consumers, because consumers still will buy this product as it is a necessary goods for them. They need it in their daily life. And in 2010, Massimo had promoted their bread at the price of 2 ringgit 50 cent, while the Gardenia, they're offering their loaf at 3 ringgit 20 cent. So the reason for the Massimo able to offer the consumer with a very low price compared to the Gardenia is because the Italian bakers neighborhood, they have their own mill. They operate their own mill to produce the bread. So apart from that, all the flour mills, they receive the millions of ringgit in subsidy from the government, including FFM, who operate the Massimo is under FFM. So basically, that is the reason why Massimo can promote such a lower price compared to the Gardenia. So next, we will discuss on the elasticity. So first of all, let us define what is elasticity. Elasticity, it is the degree of sensitivity to the goods or services to the price changes. So in this case, in Massimo and Gardenia case, bread is considered as the necessary goods. So basically, they are all fall under inelastic demand, where we need it daily. We need bread. It is a necessary good. We need the bread in our daily life as a food. Okay, and then as I mentioned before, inelastic, it is when a situation, when the demand for the product not increase and not decrease, or not decrease with the fall or with the rise of its price. Well, actually, this kind of situation happen when there is a little or there is less substitution product exists between these both products compared. So now here's the inelastic demand graph. As you can see here, the demand here is already set there, but the price here, like Massimo, they offer such a lower price than the Gardenia. So actually the price will not affect the decision of the consumer to buy the product. So next is the cost and profit. So this one is for the Gardenia, cost and the profits of the Gardenia. So in 2010, Malaysian operations have contributed some amount of the revenue to the QAF. Okay, and it shows an increase in percent, which has resulted it to the 12.4% compared to the year before, which is 2009. So the revenue of the QAF keep on increasing until the next 3 years. And then in 2013, the revenue of the QAF has expanded to 14% increase in the net profit for $11.5 million, which has resulted it to reach about $250.8 million for the first quarter of the year. So in terms of the production, QAF production, so the utilities for its production line has climbed up by 8%. So this has resulted to the $8 million in the first quarter of the year 2013. So this is because of the improvement of the production activities that have been done, and also the high electricity charges. And however, as the QAF offered the low interest rates, then it helped them to reduce the finance cost by 15% in the first quarter of the year 2013, which has caused them to have 1.5 million compared to the previous year. Okay, moving on to the cost and profit of Massimo. Federal Flour Mill, which is also known as the FFM, who is the owner of the Massimo, currently holding about 80% of the stake in this company. So in terms of earning and revenues gained by Massimo for the first quarter of the 2013, the earning per share has increased at 2.2 cents, while in July 2011, Massimo has spent about 120 million to launch their new baking plant in Pulau Indah, Klang Valley. So they have their own. They have launched their own baking plant for the production of the bread. So because of this investment that they have built and also launched their new baking plant, so the company has enjoyed a low cost input of resources, and also they are much more easier to access the raw materials for the bread baking process. And then besides that, FFM also received about 80% and 80 million of the subsidy from the government. So that is the reason why they can offer much more cheaper than the Gardenia. Massimo can offer much more cheaper price compared to the Gardenia.
Hi, my name is PAVATHRA MANOGARAN. Today I will explain the strategies to achieve growth expansion.
Okay, actually when we have a strategies, we have a 4, but however diversification strategies won't be explained as it is not relevant to our product. Market penetrations is the selling of our current products into our current target market through a greater marketing efforts. Actually, for example, right, Gardenia have their theme songs, even have the slogan to attract the customers. So therefore, Massimo should adopt these strategies. Other than that, is an efficiency market occurs in a competitions market. For example, if a Massimo sell their bread at RM 2.40 ringgit, how Gardenia should lower the price and compete with the same price RM 2.40 ringgit in order to be in an efficiency market. Second is a market development is we are introducing the existing products into a new geographical area. For example, Gardenia have almost 20,000 outlets in Peninsular Malaysia, and they should invest in more in the distribution system. And one of the things that we want to suggest here is that actually we can see a growth expansion of the bread market in East Malaysia, which in Sabah and Sarawak. We can see that many consumers, right, will buy the Gardenia bread at airport before they go to Kuching, Sabah and Sarawak. So actually, Gardenia is originated from Sabah, Gardenia Sabah, but later they sold off and only operated in KL. So this will be an opportunity for Massimo to gain their business in East Malaysia. The last not least is product development. Product development is we modify our current products to increase level of profits. So for example, right, Gardenia actually apply these strategies. As we can see, there are varieties of products. Even under the wholemeal bread, they have a variety. But compared to Massimo, they only have 6 products. Therefore, we would like to suggest to Massimo to have the variety of products in order to compete in a market. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. I'm ZABRI, and in this session, I'm going to talk about the short run factor, the oligopoly market factor in context of Gardenia versus Massimo as a substitute product. Gardenia has been in the market since 1986. They have more than 20 years of experience, they are well established, and they have good loyal customer. And And Massimo here, they only have 5 years of experience. But what is the thing about Massimo is that they have good product, they have interesting product, and they have innovation in their product, which is quite interesting, and they are the best choice to become the substitute for Gardenia, especially to Gardenia customer. But first, let's take a look at the short run factor. In short run market, the most important part is basically the total fixed cost. They have short run market, they have this cost also known as the sunk cost, which means that they have to pay for the factory, they have to pay for the vehicle, they have to pay for the machineries, because it's already there during their investment. And apart from this, they also need to deal with the variable costs, such as the raw materials and also the labors. So in order for Massimo to become the substitute product for Gardenia, they need to increase their product. They need to understand about this. So as for the Gardenia and Massimo, they both have one factories. Gardenia have one in Shah Alam, and Massimo have one in Klang. So machineries, production equipment, rental, these are all considered as fixed costs for both of the companies. And as for the variable cost element, it's focused on the raw material, the flour, the salt and the sugar. These are the variable costs, because the price is not fixed, depends on the world economy. So Massimo need to understand the law of diminishing marginal returns, as they want to maximize their productions. So what happened in the law of diminishing marginal return is basically when you add variable resources to the fixed resources, it will eventually decrease the additional output. So take a look at the first stage. Okay, you can see that the output is going up, the total product is good. However, as for the marginal product also, it's going up steadily. However, in the second stage, we can see that the output is still going up, total product is going up. However, the marginal product is going down. This is basically when you, for example, if you add more labor in order to deal with the increase of production, you add more labor, but somehow you will reach to the point, the optimal point, whereby that's the maximum limit of your fixed asset. And eventually, in the third stage, when the marginal product is going negative, so the total product will decrease. So this is what Massimo need to be aware of. So before this happens, they'll be able to adjust and re-strategize to make sure that their optimization, their product maximization is optimum by stop hiring new laborers, start doing multitasking and maintain their production. Okay, let's move on to the second point, which is the oligopoly market, the for bread market. So oligopoly market is basically the opposite of monopoly market, which the market controlled by a few firms. In this case, the Malaysia bread market controlled by Gardenia, Massimo, High Five, and also Mighty White. And entry barrier to enter the market is high, because you need to have a factory, you need to have a baker, you need to have the distributions, and all firms are interdependent, which means that if Gardenia is lowering its price, so it will definitely immediately affect the other firms, which makes the market unstable. Okay, that is the market disadvantage. It is unstable because of the pricing competition and also the non-pricing competition, which leads them to the possibility to collude to each together in order to reduce the price through price fixing, which in some countries this is considered as illegal. And the firms also did not devote their time to improve their product, to innovate their product, because they're already the market base, market percentage. Okay, and the last one is basically inefficient in regards to maximizing the productivity, because their strategy keep on changing. So the players in this market, the oligopoly market, okay, need to have some strategy. So for example, the proposed strategy is basically to stabilize the market itself through price leadership. So the dominant firm in the market need to be the price leader where the other firms will follow based on the demand. So if the price is increasing, the rest also keep on increase the price. Same to if they lower the price. This will make the market more stable. And the second one is through the non-competition approach or strategy. Is basically through special promotion. For example, Gardenia, they provide free gift. Okay, they provide Nutella, the bread spread for purchasing their product to their customer, and they compete through product quality. So basically, Gardenia keep on promoting that their product is without any artificial or synthetic or natural preservatives. Meanwhile, the Massimo bread promote themselves as healthy bread. They put extra vitamins and so as the rest. And also they compete based on through special promotion by, for example, Massimo as their new player. When they introduce their bread at a new place, they will be selling at price of RM2.50, which is lower than market price. So this is one of their special promotion. And as for High Five, they provide limited time special offer to reduce the price and gain more customer. So these are all the strategies that they must use in oligopoly market in order to maintain or compete in that market and get maximum profits. Thank you very much.